Hi. So after you get started with your Forest Admin Cloud project, you might have played with the layout editor to customize the interface a little bit, but you might need to customize it even further just to make sure that it enables all of your operational processes. So for this, I'll show you in this quick video how it's really easy to actually add a smart field and a new action to your project using our new local development environment. So to do this, let's move over to our Forest Admin project in production. You can see very simple project with just a few tables for the purpose of this demo. So the first thing we want to do is a new field to identify a card. So, you can tell here we have a card number and a secret code, but we don't want to show this information to our agents because it's sensitive information. So what we want is a field that still enables them to identify a card. So I'll show you how to do this in a minute. And the second thing that we want to do is add an action to actually, again, very simple, to update the email address of one of our customers. So this video assumes that you have already bootstrapped your project and set up your local development environment, which is just a matter of following these very easy steps in this little modal, or follow the video that we'll add in the description as well. All right, so to get started with this, we'll move over to our local development environment, which you'll notice is the exact same as our production environment, except it is linked to a test database to have some test data. And we'll take it from there to add our new field and action. All right, so now that we are in our local development environment, I can have a look at the cards collection, which is the first thing that I want to customize. So as you can see, because this is test data and I needed to troubleshoot, I actually want to see the card number and the type here so I can have a different layout than what is present in production, just for my development needs. So here we'll want to make a mix of the type of the card as well as the card number, the last few digits, to create this new field that will be displayed to operators. So the first thing that you want to do is open this index file that will live in the source directory of your project file once you have bootstrapped your project. And you'll see it already has something pre-filled, and all you have to do is actually start writing in there. So I have a snippet prepared to make this a little quicker, but just so that you get an idea of how convenient this is, everything autocomplete. So for example, here, I want to customize a collection. So I've got this right here. And what's my collection name? It's actually cards. So here, because it is aware of our schema, it can already tell me all of the different collections that I can customize. So I can just select cards in there. Again, I do have a snippet to go ahead with this to make it faster, but this is a nice little help to any developer on this. So just to go through this very quickly, we're customizing the cards collection. We want to add a new field called name, which is going to be a string. It's going to be using the type and the card number fields. And here we're just basically concatenating our type of credit card, so either debit or credit, as well as the last 4 digits of our card number. So all I have to do at this point is just Command S. I'm just saving my file. And actually, if I open my terminal, you should be able to see that, it is doing things. It is compiling and building everything so that it can be available directly on Forest Admin. So if I go back to my local development environment, I can see a new version has been deployed. So all I have to do is refresh it. And at this point, you can see there's a new field called name that has been added right here. That does exactly what I needed to do. It has the type of the credit card and then the last 4 digits of my card number. Great, that's the first field done. Now the second thing I want to do is add a new action, this time to my customers collection. So to do this, we'll do the exact same process. So first, we'll want to go back to our index.ts file, which I still have open. And again, I will just copy this little snippet that I will run you through. So this time, we're customizing the customers collection. We're adding an action that will be called update email address that will just have a scope applied to a single record. You can add a label here. It's going to be a little description what the action is. And then what we'll want is have a form that will just ask for a new email address. We'll take the input from the user and we'll replace the field for that particular record. So again, I'm just going to save this and head back to my development environment. And now that it's all built, you can see I'm getting that little notification. All I have to do again is refresh my browser. And now for a single user, if I select them, I can find this new action, update email address, right here, again, with my label, my description, and the input field. And I can say new email at email.com, update my email address, and now my first record has the new email address just as I wrote in my action. So as you can see, the local dev environment makes it very easy to actually iterate and test your code and make sure everything works fine locally before publishing everything to production. So now that we're happy that everything works, let's actually publish to production. So as always, it's very easy to do, but you can always refer to this little modal that will tell you exactly which command to use. So here, I'll just go back to my terminal, just in a new tab, to run this command and publish everything to my production environment in the cloud. All right, so everything has been published to my production environment. What I can do is go back and this time switch environment to go back to production. But let's make sure that everything is as intended. So first in the cards collection, I should see a new field called name. It's right here. Great. I can actually move it to where it makes more sense, for our operators to actually find that name. And the second thing is going to be in our customers collection to make sure that we do have the new action. So again, right here in my production data, I'll run this update email address. Again, I'll use the same example as earlier, new email at email.com, update the email address. And there you go. Everything works in production in the exact same way that it worked locally, except I didn't have to test things in production. I can just make sure everything works well and quickly in my local environment before pushing everything production for the new features to be available to all of my users. Thank you for watching.